Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story comes from a subscriber named Virgil, and he's sharing some of his personal experiences with scams he encountered while traveling in Thailand. Virgil recounts 4 different incidents, ranging from attempted street scams to bar scams, offering valuable insights and tips to help other travelers avoid falling victim to similar situations. Let's hear what Virgil has to say. I was walking down Soiten Pattaya to my hotel when I could hear footsteps behind me going at the same rate as me. Now this immediately got my attention because being 6'5", I walk faster than almost anyone. I stopped and pretended to look at a menu outside a restaurant when an American stopped and asked where I was from. I said I was from England, and he, trying to establish something in common, said he was from New England, Boston. He then started giving me a tale of woe about how a girl had taken his wallet, including his credit cards and plane ticket. He continued to tell me that he had rung his bank and airline, etc., but the order of his story just wasn't making sense. I put my hand up to stop him and said, if you are going to ask me for money, the answer is going to be no. I was just going to continue that I would buy him a meal or some internet time, but he just walked away. I have heard of people begging for money before, and I know that although your embassy won't pay for an air ticket, they will help you to contact relatives or transfer funds for your ticket home. Those who get a one-way ticket with no funds for a return ticket only have themselves to blame. I was enjoying a leisurely evening at a bar on the top floor of Nana Plaza. The specific name escapes me now, but I recall ordering an orange juice, which came to 80 baht. When I finished my drink and prepared to leave, I casually placed a 100 baht note in the tumbler on the table, intending to leave a generous tip. As I was making my way out the door, I was intercepted by the mamasan. She pointed to the tumbler and with a concerned expression showed me that I had only placed a 20 baht note inside. Now, I wasn't particularly intoxicated and the bar was well lit, so I wasn't entirely convinced of her claim. However, I decided to give her the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps I had misremembered the denomination of the bill. Despite this minor incident, the experience left a slightly sour taste in my mouth. I never returned to that particular bar again, preferring to patronize establishments where I felt more comfortable and confident in the honesty of the staff. I walked round the corner from Soiten onto Beach Road in Pattaya and was accosted by one of those timeshare touts. She was very good looking, and since myself and other pedestrians were held up by a pickup truck unloading at a shop, I carried on talking to her, saying that I would answer her questions but would not give any personal details. She said okay, and after a bit of flirting, said she would write down her name and mobile number on the receipt so I could call her if I wanted. She did this and then asked my name. Caught off guard, I gave it to her. I answered the questionnaire and then she asked for the name of my hotel. Knowing that I had already given her too much information, my name, I said I was staying down there, pointing down Soi 10. I had only just checked in, and unknown to me, my hotel was the only one down this road. So she now had the name of my hotel. She then asked my room number, and just to get rid of her, I said 105. I was staying on the 7th floor. She thanked me and gave me the receipt with her number on it. I was all set to call her because she was very attractive. But in Pattaya, you are so easily waylaid. I was, and soon forgot her. The next day I was walking through reception and was called over by the receptionist, who said I had a phone call. On the other end was an Englishman who said that my details from the questionnaire had been entered into a competition. I knew what was coming next and said, I've won, haven't I? He was surprised and said yes, although I had been caught off guard by a pretty girl and given away my name and hotel name. I knew about the fake competitions that you always win, especially the fake scratch cards that always win. I then said, please give my prize to charity. He was then very persistent and said that I shouldn't miss out on a bottle of champagne, a meal, and flight vouchers. I kept saying no, and he kept asking why, so I said flippantly, "I have pots of money and had everything I need." After more persistence, I added, "You know the expression we have up north, you don't get out for nout. You don't get anything for nothing." I think he got the message with this remark, thanked me, and hung up. 3 days later, I was stopped again and asked to complete another questionnaire. I explained that if I gave out my personal details, someone would call me saying I'd won a competition and ask me to attend a timeshare presentation. She said no and repeated that she would get 20 baht. But right behind her was a colleague who was laughing at what I said. She knew I knew what it was all about and said so to her friend, who then left me alone. This one is a strange one, and I'm still not sure what it was about, except that I saved 2 Germans from getting a good slap. It was early evening and we were in a bar just down from Nana Plaza, close to the Grace Hotel. This time I was with my brother and his friend. My brother is 6'8" and about 280 pounds. No exaggeration. I'm 6'5" and we would always get a lot of attention when out together in Hong Kong and the Philippines. But that's another story. There was one girl in this bar who was flirting with us, sitting on our laps, laughing at our jokes which she could not understand, etc. In between flirting with us, she would dance around the bar. My brother's friend said, "Take a look at her eyes next time she is here." They were dilated and bloodshot, and we came to the conclusion that she was well out of it. Each of our drinks were under 100 baht, and my brother put 300 baht in the tumbler. She collected it, and we walked out. Suddenly there was a lot of shouting and gesturing at us. We went back and explained that the bill was 240 baht, and we had paid 300 baht. The girl and the mama-san continued shouting in Thai, so we just carried on walking. The next thing, 2 middle-aged, pot-bellied, 11-stone Germans squared up to us, and one kicked off his sandals and started doing some moves that I saw in the Karate Kid film. Mr. Miyagi would have been proud. I just laughed and carried on walking, but my brother, who doesn't tolerate any nonsense, walked towards them. I knew that he was going to slap both of them at the same time and knock them into the gutter. I quickly got between my brother and the 2 Germans and reminded him of the consequences of such action. I had told him on the plane that any acts of aggression would result in all involved getting beaten and fined by the boys in brown. This seemed to do the trick, and he turned round and we all walked away for a good night at the Nana Plaza. Every time we had a small disagreement during the rest of our holiday, one of us would kick of their shoes and start doing some Karate Kid moves. So there you have it, Virgil's first-hand account of his encounters with scams while traveling in Thailand. From the classic stranded traveler ruse to the sneaky bar trick and the persistent timeshare touts, Virgil shares his experiences to help other travelers stay vigilant. He emphasizes the importance of being aware of common scams and always trusting your instincts. Have you ever encountered similar scams while traveling in Thailand or elsewhere? What are your tips for avoiding scams while traveling? Share your experiences and advice in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more travel stories and tips. Thanks for watching.